The Boston Celtics are coming off a very disappointing end to their season, losing in 7 games to the Miami Heat, but they were just 1 game away from making history, coming back from down 3-0 in a series and making it to the NBA Finals. However, that is not what happened. They ended up taking a horrible defeat at home in Boston on Game 7 to the Miami Heat, who went on to lose to the Nuggets in 5 games. In this video, I will be breaking down some of the biggest news that we just heard about the Boston Celtics and what they may do this offseason in order to get over the hump and make sure that they're ready to compete for an NBA championship next season. Now, something that I've heard consistently over the past few months, over the past few years even, is that Boston needed to go out there, bring in a big man, someone who could back up Rob Williams and Al Horford. We all know how old Al Horford is, and he won't be with us too much longer here in Boston, so we definitely need to go out and do whatever it takes to add someone to come off the bench and provide depth and competitiveness off the bench at the big man position. Now, if you've been anywhere near the media, anywhere looking at the Boston Celtics fans, reporters, and anything on Twitter, then you guys already heard that Brad Stevens and the Boston Celtics are trying to do whatever it takes to bring in former Detroit Pistons big man Isaiah Stewart. And I think this would be one of the most perfect fits that we could even, dream about getting. Now, in a minute, I'm going to be telling you what he would bring to the team in 2023, 2024, but more importantly, what they can do to get him. However, before we get into the video, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. Hit that like button. Let's see if we get the video up to 500 likes. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will be covering the entirety of the NBA offseason, telling you who goes where, what players fit the best, and what happens in the entirety of the NBA offseason. I also live stream games, and I am a big-time Celtic fan. Last season, we streamed every single game. So if you guys ever want to hang out with me, watch a Celtics game with me, make sure you guys join the family, turn on post notifications so you're notified every time we go live for a game, every time we post a video. But without any further ado, let's get into this video. Now, in my opinion, I do believe that the Celtics have enough firepower to actually win the East next season if they don't make a change. I do think there are some ways that they can get better in terms of, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum getting some more maturity into them. They need to just be more leaders on the floor. Now, Jaylen Brown has a lot of work to do in terms of his handle, but overall, his game is amazing, and everyone's saying that we need to trade Jaylen Brown. I do not agree. I think Jaylen Brown is probably one of the best young wings in the entire NBA, and I do get the issues. He needs to be a better handler, and I think that's what he's going to work on. Jaylen Brown, in my opinion, is one of the most hardworking players in the entirety of the NBA, and I think he's going to come out here next season and prove to everyone in Boston and in the NBA just how good he can be with another offseason under his belt. I think next year he'll be able to handle the ball very well. But in terms of Jason Tatum, I think his priority should be just leading a team, especially in the fourth quarter. With that being said, I do think the Celtics, with the roster, the way it's currently constructed, I do think they can win an NBA championship next season. However, like I said, getting a big man like Isaiah Stewart would be absolutely phenomenal. Now, listen, Isaiah Stewart is a guy who, averaged 11.3 points and 8.1 rebounds last season in 50 games. He also added 1.4 assists per game, and he's shooting 73.8% from the free throw line. Guys, listen, he is 6'8", 250 pounds, and someone who is just continuing to get better and better each year that goes on. He also shot 32.7% from the three-point line last season. Guys, not only can he contribute in the paint, not only can he make his free throws at a decent level for a center, not only can he rebound the ball at a high level, but he is also beginning to be a three-point shooter as well. Now, I know 32.7% isn't amazing, but for a center, that is not bad at all. And imagine if that number goes up to 35% next season. He's versatile. He can provide depth behind Al Horford and Rob Williams. Just imagine how good he could be off the bench. Listen, we love to run Jason Tatum and Rob Williams, but imagine off the bench you get Jaylen Brown and Isaiah Stewart playing that little two-man game together. That could be amazing. I think this would be, a very good pickup here for Boston. Obviously, when you look at the Pistons, they have Jalen Duran. You got James Wiseman. Now, a guy like Isaiah Stewart is a guy that they, might get rid of. And if he is on the market at all, I think the Celtics should do whatever it takes to get him onto the Celtics in 2023. Last season, Horford shot under 30% from three, while Rob Williams didn't shoot at all from three. So listen, we need some more guys to come in here and shoot the three ball a little bit better. And Isaiah Stewart would immediately be one of our best shooters as a big man. And we all know Grant Williams is on the last year of his deal. It looks like Grant Williams could be out of here. Now, we would definitely need some more guys to come in here and add depth, and Isaiah Stewart would be a perfect. I've said this so many times. Right now, when you look at the Celtics' current roster going into next season, you got Jason Tatum, you got Jaylen Brown, Malcolm Brogdon, Mark Smart, Derek Wright, Rob Williams, Al Horford, Gallinari. Pritchard is on the roster for next season, but look for him to get traded. You got Mike Muscala, Luke Cornett, Sam Hauser, but low-key, that's all we got next season. We still have a couple of holes to fill, and backup center is a big one that we should go out and try to, just get something solidified, man. I like Isaiah Stewart. I think he's a solid player, but then we got to go out and look at our, potential free agents. You got a guy like Grant Williams who, listen, he wants a good amount of money, and we just don't really have money to pay him. You got Blake Griffin. I don't know if Blake Griffin's going to be back. I think he played well in Spurs last season, but that's another guy who I'm a little bit, I don't really know if we're going to bring him back. You got JD Davidson. I do think they'll end up signing him to a smaller end contract to see what he can bring, how he can develop into the offseason. And then you got Kabengele, another guy who, I like, but I don't think he's someone that will have a future here in Boston for a long time unless he, really jumps off the page and gets a lot better next season. We also have the number 35 overall pick in this draft, an early second rounder, which I do believe that we could use to get Isaiah Stewart. Now, when it comes down to what it would take to get a guy like Isaiah Stewart, I don't know for sure, but when you look at the Pistons roster, they have James Wiseman, they have Jalen Durant, so maybe they wouldn't be too opposed to getting rid of a guy like Isaiah Stewart, who is considered to be a free agent next offseason. So let's just say we throw in the number 35 pick. Let's just say we throw in the Peyton Pritchard and maybe like Luke Cornett or Mike Muscala. Would you guys say no to that deal as a Celtics fan? Or if you're watching this video as a Pistons fan, what would you guys want in return from a guy like Isaiah Stewart? Overall, I think it's something the Celtics should and need to do going forward. We need a backup center. We need someone to come in here and make us better. And I know a lot of Celtics fans are going to sit here and say, oh, we need a guy like Bradley Beal, or we need a guy like Damian Lillard. I do not think that. I think maybe Chris Paul would be a good fit with us, but I think we need to keep Jalen and Jason together and bring in someone else that's a veteran, Mike Conley, Chris Paul, someone that can really help control the game. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to give you some evidence to support why we need another veteran on this team. Now, overall, when you look at the stats, and I'll put them up on the screen for you guys, listen, the Celtics were top 10 in both offense and defense. We ranked number 7 overall in points per game, number 4 overall in points allowed per game, and we were just a very good team overall. However, when we go down the line and see where we were worse or when we were the worst, that's fourth quarter points per game. We were number 22 in the NBA in fourth quarter points per game, and it was a thing for the whole entire season. I mean, guys, we go back and we look. We blew a 28-point lead versus the Nets. We blew a 20-point lead versus the Rockets, I think it was. I mean, we just blew leads after day, and it was all year long. It wasn't a thing that, stopped in the regular season. It happened in the playoffs as well. I mean, we couldn't close out a game versus the Hawks, and I think it was game 5. Couldn't close out that game. I mean, it happened in versus Philadelphia. I mean, we couldn't win the first 3 games in the Miami series. So it's like we needed someone to come out here and just help us close out games. Now, what I will say after that is I think Jalen and Jason need to do a better job because that's on them. They're the 2 best players on the team. They need to be able to, carry that momentum into the fourth quarter. But I do think a guy like Chris Paul, I do think Malcolm Brogdon, if he was fully healthy in that Miami series, could have definitely helped us a little bit more, but I just think that Jalen and Jason need to be more mature, and if we fix what happens in the second half of games, we will be one of the best teams in the NBA, and I guarantee it. We have a top 10 offense, we have a top 10 defense, and that is only going to continue to get better. Jason Tatum is only, 25 years old? Jaylen Brown, 26 years old? I mean, guys, they're not even in their primes yet, and you guys want to break them up. Listen, we've been to 5 or 6 Eastern Conference championships. We've been to the NBA Finals. I would not be surprised if the Celtics, go ahead next year and actually win the NBA Finals. But I do think they just need to bring in a guy like Isaiah Stewart. He'd help out in the rebounds. We ranked number 3 overall in rebounds per game, but we also ranked number 22 overall in offensive rebounds per game. So I think he would help out in that category as well. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below, who is one player you want the Celtics to go out and try to trade for? Whether it's a big man, a guard, a wing. Do you want them to go out and try to get Chris Paul? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm open to hear all your opinions. And like I said, I will be covering the entirety of the NBA offseason. All the rumors, I got you guys covered. Everything, I got you guys covered. I'm also going to be streaming during the NBA Summer League. So if you guys want to see some Celtics Summer League games, make sure you guys join the family. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Today's video is brought to you by Pro Class, the absolute best place for you to take your game to the highest level. It's the first of its kind sports training and development platform where you can reach your highest potential by learning from some of the best athletes on the entire planet. Some of these guys include Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, Allen Iverson, DeMar DeRozan, and so many more. And I have some great news for you guys. If you guys go use my code MattyDubs, you'll get 50% off hundreds of training videos, workouts, and drills, and you can get in the lab right now. So go check it out. Go steal some of the secrets from some of the top players in the world right now. And if you are interested in developing your skills at any level, if you play in middle school, high school, college, or if your goal is just to be a better athlete, a better basketball player, this is where you need to go. Nobody else does this. Go check them out, and you can learn, develop your skills at a fast pace, high speed level. Click the link in the description for instant access to all of the secrets in the world. And remember, using code MattyDubs will get you 50% off right now, so don't miss out on this offer.